Hi, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Brain Snob. Let's talk about vitamin D. I have here an article recently published on Mercola's website. The title, Vitamin D Reduces Cancer Deaths. Now, I don't want to focus on cancer today. I want to focus on this acute illness scenario we've been dealing with for a year and put two and two together with that, because we know that the most suffering portion of our population, those who are in the worst shape and dealing with this, are the people with low vitamin D levels. We know this. And I also have interest in this because we want to get people to understand their comorbidities, put them in a very high-risk category. And that would be people with diabetes, people who are obese, people with heart conditions. And we have to go from that perspective rather than be a sitting duck and say, well, where is the virus now? Is it going to find me wherever I'm at? How can we be strong and resilient so that the disease that we still don't know a lot about, how come some people recover and some people don't? And that's where I'd like to go. We don't talk about the people who have done fine. They are doing well. We just hear what's chosen in the news, and which is a nervous system downer. That's one way to get your nervous system out of whack, is to be listening to all these news stories. But I want to throw this out there as information you can use to impact your own health. So I'm flipping down a few pages. The interesting thing about vitamin D is your body weight may play a significant role in whether vitamin D supplementation will provide you with the anti-cancer benefits you seek. Now let's go from the cancer scenario and go to this acute illness scenario, because you still need good vitamin D to have resistance and resilience. And Dr. Paulette Chandler is a co-author on this study that's mentioned in this article. Obesity may confer resistance to vitamin D effects. What does that mean for us? The dietary fructose inhibits intestinal calcium absorption, thereby inducing vitamin D insufficiency in people with chronic kidney disease. So let me backtrack on here. So somebody who may be overweight is probably eating more fructose than they need for their health. Fructose inhibits the calcium absorption, so there's a little competition there, and vitamin D will be lower. They're noticing this in people with chronic kidney disease. Now, vitamin D tends to be lower in obese people in general for the fact that it's a fat-soluble nutrient. And when you are obese, the vitamin D ends up being volumetrically diluted. So let me go a little bit deeper. Serum vitamin D, that means vitamin D levels in your blood, they're lower in obese people. And it's important to understand the mechanism of this effect and whether it indicates clinically significant deficiency, meaning, is this a major factor in seeing deficiency in some people? Vitamin D is fat soluble and distributed into the fat, the muscle, the liver, and the serum. All these compartments are increased in volume in obesity, so the lower vitamin D likely reflects a volumetric dilution effect, and whole body stores of vitamin D may be inadequate. Obese people need higher loading doses of vitamin D to achieve the same serum 25-hydroxyvitamin D, that's the fancy word for vitamin D, as in people with normal weight. So the conclusion here is people who are heavier need more vitamin D. They also found that for every 10% increase in body mass index, there's a 4.2% reduction in blood levels of vitamin D. So according to the authors of that particular study, obesity may in fact be a causal factor in the development of vitamin D deficiency. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Does that matter right now? What matters is how can we improve our health and get better at it. And so we are confident. So we know deep inside that we are doing the right things to stay healthy, and we're not just playing hit or miss. Am I going to hit the lotto today and come down with that acute illness that everybody's talking about on the news right now? And I think those are the points I wanted to highlight in this article. So the take-home message is to come to a resolution with your obesity. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a while to lose weight. And I'm going to say lose inflammation, because most of the problem here is somebody who is full of inflammation. They are heavier. They've got more water retention. And also fat cells increase the inflammation activity. So part of losing that inflammation is getting the diet correct with burning the right fuel. Carbs for fuel does not work efficiently in the body. Fat for fuel does, and protein as a backup plan also helps the body. So fat and protein are more efficient. Getting rid of nutrient deficiencies, because if you have a nutrient deficiency, you're already working at suboptimal levels, so we've got to boost that back up. Your checking account is in the negative. Sometimes we got to get the negative into the positive first before we can see a real change, real improvements. Got to get rid of that inflammatory process in the body and boost the resiliency of the body. So long story short, get the amount of vitamin D you need. If you need more, you're gonna have to get more. At the end of this article, it says here, from the studies, a vitamin D level of 60 or higher is recommended. Now, a while ago on lab work, the reference range was 30 on the low end, and if you're at 30, you need to be higher. That's just not enough, according to these studies. There's a home testing kit provided by Grassroots Health. I don't know if you can do it in New York State. People are mailing their stools, so maybe we can do that. I know things like hair analysis and saliva testing is not allowed in New York State. If I'm wrong, get me updated on that information. And so above 60 is ideal, and everybody needs to have their own unique individual understanding, because it's one size doesn't fit all in this scenario as far as vitamin D goes. I'm sorry for that pun. I want to teach people how to get healthier. You have the tools, and some people need to learn how to get more proficient with those tools. Why do I focus on brain first always, BFA? Why am I a brain snob? Because the brain makes the body so you can make your life. And if you are stressed out, you don't have enough oxygen at your prefrontal cortex, you can't make good decisions regarding your health. So we've got to boost that up. And if you're in a constant state of stress, your blood flow is rerouted from your brain to your extremities. It's an important life-saving function of the nervous system. But let's get your brain healthy. Let's move your brain, feed your brain, and talk to your brain so that you can have the best, amazing life experiences. And you can't do that with an impaired brain. Check out the other videos, and also check out Sense Tele-Health. This is my coaching program, so you can understand the 4 functional levels of your nervous system and find out what you need to do at each level. There's only 4, so it's not that complicated. What can you do for yourself to boost each level of function of your nervous system? This is exciting, this is rewarding, and this helps you put healthcare in your control. Just like these vitamin D studies, these are things you can do on your own. You can boost your health. And we do it with chiropractic care, because that's the foundational basis of everything I talk and teach about. I'm glad you're here. I want you to like and subscribe and share the videos because somebody else needs this message. They need to have confidence. They can't be sitting in fear and wondering what is next, what is going to happen to me. You can have certainty and confidence. And I will share my story with you so you can see that we are all in the same boat, but we've got a lot within our reach that we can do. I'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.